Okay, welcome back, everyone. I'm doing my little refresher, which is referring to going back to the very basics in the first book that I started with, the Tarot Decoder. And this will sort of reference the Rider-Waite-Smith as well as the Marseille. And on my left here, I'm going to be using the Rider-Marseille Tarot deck, new for me. And over here is the Tarot of Ambiguities. And I'm just looking at so far the 10 minors for each of those decks. And you can see the backs here are slightly different for both. And let's just see what the book has and if I can offer any insights as to things that have come up for me when I read for other people about each card, I'll do so. So first of all, just looking at the book, when it talks about the cups, I thought it was interesting that it said the numbered cards represent the experiences and decisions that can illuminate the querent's motives and suggest future directions he or she may take. So we've got our 10 cards before us, and let's just see what else we can find in the book. It talks about the cups being linked to, of course, water, and the changeability that goes along with the suit, the hidden depths. I really like that because, water has different depths, and so do our emotions. And they're concerned with subconscious and instinct, emotional development, love, fulfillment, joy, and of course, relationships. Symbolized in most decks as a chalice. And there's some of the Marseille chalices there, as well as over here. The cups are thought to be associated with the church and the Holy Grail, the legendary cup used by Jesus at the Last Supper. Very interesting. I don't remember reading this at all. Often it comes up for those that are creative, and I say passionate as well. And they may derive from the relationship with the church and the role of the monastic scribes and artists of earlier times. Definitely, I agree that these cards do show that creative, artistic note that run through some people. Despite their spiritual dimension, however, they are closely connected with worldly happiness. Excuse me. The Suit of Cups is usually more positive than negative, since it deals in the pleasant realms of love, dreams, and joyful emotions, rather than spiritual conflict or stark moral choices. Interesting. Okay, so your chalices represent hearts, and you can definitely see that in the hearts here that have been illustrated by Alejandro. Both these decks are by Alejandro, and they're both by Artisan Tarot. So let's look at the comparison of these cards. They're a little bit slippery, so bear with. Now, in the Ten of Cups, usually it's a card showing lasting spiritual happiness, success, and to me it's success within the family, success within the home, and that feeling of being rooted. I know it's not an earth sign, it's a water sign, but it's the emotional connection that you have to other members in the family or the community and your home, where you find your comfort. It can also mean a journey with a joyful conclusion. Oh, okay. And if it should be reversed, someone close or a fear of showing true feelings would be indicating a little betrayal there. When reversed, it can mean a betrayal by someone close or a fear of showing true feelings. Well, that would be interesting. A betrayal. Yes, something has upset you within the family. The family is not clicking, it's not working, it's not in harmony. Okay. So then we go on to the 9. So it says or indicates This is the wish card. And yes, often in the Gypsy cards, the Nine of Cups is the wish card. If you dream it, and this comes up in one of your readings with things that you're working on, it's indicating that now is a good time. Now is the chance to make that wish come true. The material wish card of the Minor Arcana material. Its reversals are only mildly adverse. It can mean the fulfillment of a desire, emotional and material stability, good health, and generosity. So again, if your Nine of Cups was reversed, then there's an outpouring, I guess, of disappointment, a wish not being fulfilled or coming true. And sometimes he can be looked at as indulging a little too much, I have found, in alcohol, and doesn't quite know when to stop. All right, so then we go on to our eights, and it is indicating the card of the seeker of spiritual fulfillment. And this signifies the need to seek a new life or an attitude change through disillusion. Yeah, I've always hung on to that one little tidbit I got years ago about the 8 matters of the mind. So for this one, you can see the person with the back and they're walking away. Why are they walking away? Well, because there's some relationships here or emotional attachments that are no longer fulfilling. So there's that need to move away from it and leave that behind. So it signifies the need to seek a new life, a new attitude. When reversed, the desire for a sudden change can bring a difficult choice. Yeah, they know they have to make that severing of a relationship, or they're no longer fulfilled by the friends that gather around them, but it's difficult to do so. They're still clinging to it. They just can't let go. It's like a bad situation, but you just can't get rid of it. So it's disappointment in love because of fear of commitment when reversed as well. Move those guys over. All right, we are on to the 7s. And you can see quite a lot of busyness in here as well as here. And to me, that's all those desires, all those emotions that are just coming to the surface. And it becomes like you're looking at a fog and you just can't see your way through a situation. You know you have to choose something. And when it comes up in a reading, and it came up last night for one that I was reading for, and it suggests that you have a lot of options, but your difficulty is in making that one choice. But as I indicated to this person, if you make that choice and you give it your best and it doesn't work out, you can always go back and like spin the wheel again. At least you made a choice and you tried to move forward with it. So the 7, as I say in the book, it can signify mental or creative ability, mystical experiences, or an unexpected event which could bring happiness. But if it was to be reversed, maybe your thoughts are unrealistic at this time, or something really wouldn't give you happiness or satisfaction. And there's a lack of self-confidence in your choices. Okay, so that's that. All right, we'll go on to the 6s. Such a nice card sometimes to receive. Reconnecting, I always say, with people from the past. And it's sometimes a nice card, but at the same time, people can get stuck in the past and they can get stuck on those memories, and sometimes those memories get distorted. It really wasn't that great. So let's see what the book says. Knowledge, opportunities, and enjoyment with their roots in the past. An old friend or lover reappears, and there could be a friendship with links to the past and fond memories. But if it was to be reversed, it can mean a refusal to grow up or the need to escape a stifling situation. Okay, we'll move that one over there. And now we're on to the fives. So with the five, it indicates that you're at a crossroads. There's possibly the end of an old life, but the prospect of an exciting development in the near future. The idea is this person here is a little bit stuck. They're wearing this cloak, they're wearing their emotions, and it's very heavy. It's dragging them down, and it's hard for them to move forward when they can't release the past, those emotions that really have us, that grip us. So it says it can also signify the need for a reevaluation. And of course, we have our two behind us here, these cups that are upright. They hold or have the potential to hold something new. And it's a hopeful situation if you can just move away from the three over here that are like, it's like spilt milk. No point in crying about it anymore. It happened. What did we learn? And to pick up these two cups here and move forward. So the meanings are more positive, possibly when they're reversed, because there's that unexpected gift, the return of an old friend, and a time for healing. Okay, we're on to the four, and this is quite commonly coming up in readings for people. That sort of dissatisfaction, that, been there, done that, and here comes another cup, not really interested, same old, same old. But it's known as the card of divine discontent, which indicates dissatisfaction with circumstances, and it prompts the desire for a new direction. Well, when you're in this funk, it's hard for them to feel that they can step out of that funk. But if it was reversed, it indicates being a little bit timid in trying something new or unrealistic that can lead to further disappointments. But I have found if this little guy comes upside down, they're willing to sort of take that offer. They weren't really looking at it here, but they realized that maybe that little kind gesture, that hand out, could help them out of that funk. Get up off the ground and start moving again. Okay, now we're on to the three. Threes to me, always growth. Don't know what you feel about number three. Some people say three's a crowd. But I always look at this card as the people you can rely on because they've got your back. They support you. Now, it indicates emotional fulfillment, the beginning of a new phase, or a creative talent that's sort of rising up. But if it's reversed, it can indicate overindulgence, maybe a little bit too much partying going on there. And the tendency to dwell on past misfortune and the dissipation of energy and talents. So something that you were working on and you had support, all of a sudden maybe that support is no longer there. Friends have disappeared. Okay, then we're on to two. Twos are generally balance, and I always like to look at how the two people are interacting. It's like there's a trust between these two people. I'll give you my cup and you give me mine, or that sort of that wrapping around that you used to do in celebration and in drinking together, trusting. But it's also a card of choices. And it's a meeting, they say, of like-minded persons. and the beginning of a friendship, partnership, or love affair. It denotes the end of rivalry. Oh, that's a good idea. That's sort of calming, agreeing to see and accept each other's differences. But if it's reversed, it can indicate misunderstandings, violent passions, and a destructive pride. This is a gorgeous card here. You can see all the energy and the growth from that one, that combining and fanning out. Very nice. Okay, so that's our 2. And we're down to the ace, the powerhouse of the deck, 4 cups. Really nice card to get. It's like a blessing. It means the beginning of great joy and artistic inspiration, but I also feel that love being received, and to be in love it just raises you up. It brightens you up. So it's the beginning of great joy, inspiration. It also talks about home and property concerns, and if near other love cards, it indicates true love. When reversed, a hesitancy to nurture those loving feelings. Maybe that love that you were given is untrue. When reversed, there's that hesitancy, yes, and maybe a little bit of an overdeveloped ego. But to me, upside down, it's like your heart's crushed. So that is our cup suit. And I've thoroughly enjoyed that because I can pick up some more tidbits to work through. And like the Ace of Cups, let's be overflowing with good thoughts, loving compassion to each other in all our relationships, if possible. So be kind, be generous, and we'll catch you back here again.